Breaking news, clinical trial data is released for Retatrutide, the Godzilla of GLP-1 medications, triple agonist, just literally came out moments ago. Countess of Shopping here reporting on the new Eli Lilly phase 3. It's the triple threat. It's a GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon medication, and the results were staggering for weight loss. They had the trial, which we're going to talk about, called Triumph-4, the release of it, but basically the bottom line is a transformation of Clutch Your Pearls, 28.7% average weight loss as a result of Retatrutide, which is not yet released on the market. If you are seeing Retatrutide on the market, that is not Eli Lilly's. That is a gray market, dangerous, not knockoff of not Eli Lilly's drug. 71.2 pounds lost in 68 weeks. Can you believe that? Like, that's huge. Comparison with, and the highest dose of 12 milligram dose versus the placebo, where patients lost 2.1% of their weight with the placebo. The triple difference is GLP-1 plus GIP plus glucagon targets 3 hormones to burn fat and help lower appetite. This is based on Eli Lilly's phase 3 Triumph-4 trial data from December 2025 that just came out this morning from Eli Lilly. The bonus benefit is with this trial is 75.8% reduction in knee pain for osteoarthritis. This is huge. Do you know somebody who has osteoarthritis? Share this video with them. Let's go over to the next slide. So with this, in comparison to GLP-1 weight loss, with current plus future clinical trial data, with the Triumph-4 study that was done, Retatrutide, the triple agonist, lost in phase 3 Triumph-4 28.7% of weight. If we compare these to other upcoming future drugs of where they are in clinical trials, plus existing marketplace drugs, we have CagriSema, that's Novo Nordisk, the manufacturer of Wegovy and Ozempic, is 22.7% weight loss in 68 weeks. So the same weekly time frame. We've got the amycretin, the dual agonist, 36 weeks, phase 1, 22% weight loss. Now let's compare this to our Zepbound. What does also Eli Lilly's Retatrutide Zepbound look like in terms of comparing to Retatrutide versus Zepbound, Tirzepatide, or Mounjaro, which is a dual agonist? At 72 weeks, at phase 3 Surmount-1, patients lost 22.5%. So we've got 28.7% versus 22.5%. This is the Godzilla drug, Retatrutide, for people who, myself, at the highest possible dose of Zepbound and need the next step up. This phase 3 information is juicy, honey. We've got, if we compared Retatrutide versus semaglutide, which is Wegovy and Ozempic, it's at 68 weeks, phase 3, step 1 was 14.9% weight loss. Oral semaglutide, 15.1% for the 68 weeks, and orforglipron, the single agonist, 14.7% at 36 weeks, oral semaglutide, 13.6% at 64 weeks, and the amycretin, these are the oral options, like the once-a-day pills. Retatrutide is a once-a-week injection. So you can see the power of these differences of the two drugs. It's like comparing an AT-AT walker versus one of the dark side's fighters. This is huge in terms of the fighting components for weight loss, for osteoarthritis. It is a massive difference. Or we have my other ones. We've got my son's toys here. Major difference in terms of the power, the fighting power of these GLP-1 medications with each other. Let's go to the next slide. In terms of what Triumph-4 clinical trial was, what is this data that we're pulling from Retatrutide, and what does this mean for you on your GLP-1 weight loss? Phase 3, 68 weeks, the Triumph-4 was a clinical trial to provide 5 doses, but this one particularly, there is 5 doses of Retatrutide, and it starts at 2 milligrams, 4 milligrams, 6 milligrams, 9 milligrams. This particular study was the 9 milligrams and 12 milligrams. So with that, we had, let me go back over to my slides. It was participants were randomized to retatrutide, initiated treatment 2 milligrams once weekly, and increased the dose stepwise approach every 4 weeks until they hit that target dose of 9 milligrams via steps of 2 milligrams, 4 milligrams, 6 milligrams, or to 12 milligrams, which was the highest dose, via steps 2, 4, 6, and 9 milligrams. With TRIUMPH-4, the objective was to demonstrate that retatrutide was superior to placebo, the WOMAC pain subscale reduction and in body weight reduction from the baseline to week 68 in people with BMI of 27 or greater, who met American College of Rheumatology, excuse me for my butchering of that, criteria clinically and radiologically for knee osteoarthritis. And then they have in here, the objective of it was to study in terms of the pain with it. It was randomized, double-blind, placebo-oriented, placebo-controlled study comparing the efficacy and safety of retatrutide in adults with obesity or overweight, and also with that knee osteoarthritis. It was 445 participants, and it was retatrutide 9 milligrams or 12 milligrams was the highest dose on there. And so with these studies, make sure I got everything on there. So with these studies, this is huge. 70, they lost on average, where was the fact? The transformation on it, 71.2 pounds lost in 68 weeks. Like, that just blows my mind. I'm thinking back to how much weight I lost on Mounjaro, because I started with Mounjaro, Zepbound. If we don't know each other, I'm Elizabeth. I've lost over 113 pounds with taking Mounjaro, Zepbound, and currently on Tirzepatide compound. And so with this, these differences in there of what this means for you. Now, I know the next question I'm gonna get is, Elizabeth, when is this coming to the marketplace? Right now, I just did a video 2 days ago. I was talking in the video about my favorite collagen needed. I will link down their discount code if you are looking for a collagen to help with your hair, nails, muscles, joints. There's so many amazing benefits with collagen. Make sure you check that out in my discount link below. It was in my video 2 days ago talking about retatrutide specifically versus Zepbound Tirzepatide and going head to head on those. That data is different than the data that we have now, losing 71.2 pounds in 68 weeks. Excuse me. It's huge, huge. Now, what we found within the study, and this is one of the things that I also found was fascinating, was the number of dropouts. There were some substantial dropouts as a result of this because people couldn't handle that high of a dose. Remember how I said the dose was 9 milligrams and 12 milligrams for this, there it is, 9 milligrams and 12 milligrams for TRIUMPH-4, specifically for this phase 3 study. And so a lot of people couldn't handle diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting. Those are the most 4 common gastrointestinal issues that we do see with people on GLP-1 medication. It is common. But if you're having continuously barfing or continuously nauseous week after week after week after week, you could see why if it got to a high level. Now, you can take, by the way, talk to your healthcare provider. None of this is medical advice. Always my encouragement to share something with you to confirm with your own healthcare provider, since I am not a healthcare provider. But there are prescriptive things that you can get, medications to help with nausea. So if you need to take it up a dose, besides doing like ginger chews or like my ginger water or ginger tea recipe, my ginger tea with peak tea, that could be an option for you too. But for sure, I'm sure they probably, well, in the clinical trial, I don't know if they could give other pharmaceuticals in there, if that would skew the results with it. But the company believes, the company Eli Lilly, who manufactures Zepbound and Mounjaro, believes, and in the pipeline also orforglipron. I was going to do a breaking news story on that, but that got pushed to tomorrow, so make sure you tune in tomorrow to see that. This could be an important option for patients with significant weight loss needs and certain complications like knee osteoarthritis. The president of Lilly Cardiometabolic Health, Mr. Custer said, 18% of patients on the highest dose of the drug stopped treatment due to side effects. 18%. So if you're thinking, if you're like me, and you're like, I'm on the highest dose. Yeah, I'm at goal weight, by the way. To clarify, I have a whole video coming up. I met with my plastic surgeon, if you didn't see my loose skin video. And so being at goal weight, but My husband's like, are you going to take Retta when it comes out? And I'm like, I sure am. And I asked my plastic surgeon on this because I am at the higher point of my BMI. I could lose a little bit more weight, but my main focus is to gain muscle, and yours should be too. If you're not weight training on your GLP-1 journey, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Make sure you join my free group, countessofshopping.com/group. We talk about weight training and muscle mass loss. It is rampant. And I can only imagine within losing this much weight so quickly, how that is going to target muscle mass loss. That was one of my biggest questions that to be continued on it. But 18% of patients on the highest dose stopped. We've already seen people, when I was on the Oprah show, back in the day, when was that? The shame, blame, and weight loss revolution. There was already so much talk about people stopping with side effects with Wegovy. I look so different there. I weigh so much less in this picture. I'm like, well, I look really big in that picture. I digress. How many people on the Oprah show, the doctors on there from the amazing groundbreaking clinic in Ohio, were talking about the side effects with Wegovy and with Mounjaro, and Zepbound, of course, and Ozempic. And so people already on that were having a hard time with side effects. Like having this Godzilla come in is 18% of people stop due to side effects. And that's in a clinical trial environment where they're being monitored. I know some of y'all are not getting the best possible care. I love Join Fridays. Use the discount code QUEEN. You can't come in with brand names. They do Tirzepatide and semaglutide. And so for brand names, you have to be an existing patient to get those. But stopping that because of side effects, the point in which I was trying to make about that with Join Fridays is the excellent care you can get. You should be having a doctor helping you, like continuously. Like if they're not helping you and you're having really bad side effects, find a different doctor or healthcare provider. So in the placebo group, 4% of people dropped out of because of side effects. Isn't that so interesting, by the way? 4% on the placebo, but they were having the placebo. I always find the placebo fascinating. Eli Lilly said that the dropout rates were highly correlated to patients starting body mass index, their BMI, and included discontinuations to perceived excessive weight loss. They just thought they were dropping like it's hot too fast. They were dropping like it's hot way too quickly. 43% of patients on the highest dose experienced nausea, which we see that with Zepbound, corresponding over to Zepbound. People on Zepbound, the highest one is also nausea as well. And then roughly 33% and 20.9% had diarrhea and vomiting. So you're getting it at both ends, scientifically and medically speaking. More than 1 in 5 patients on the highest dose also experienced unpleasant nerve sensation. That's interesting to me. That is not, it makes sense though, when you're losing that much weight that quickly. What was it? 71.2 on average. This is on average, by the way. This is average. Like meaning people were less and people were more. Can you imagine losing that much weight so quickly in 1 year? And I know for Zepbound and Wegovy, there's 4 buckets. Hyper responders, which are very quick losers. I always say losers. I mean, people who drop weight, but you know what? You're not a loser, but you know what I mean in terms of the weight loss. So hyper responder losers, normal losers, hypo responder losers, meaning they're slow losers, and then normal losers. Or not, excuse me, non-responsive losers. There's the 4 buckets of them. And so with that, some people are going to lose very quickly. I could not imagine losing that much weight that quickly. And it would make sense that this unpleasant nerve sensation, the company Eli Lilly said, it was generally mild for patients and rarely led to them discontinuing treatment. But it did mean that it happened. It rarely. So I'm like, rarely. How much is rarely? 1 or 2 people out of what the study was based? What did I say it was? 445 participants. So how much is rarely in there? 1 or 2? 3, maybe 4? I don't know. 4 would be 1%. So I find that interesting. I've not heard about this unpleasant nerve sensation. That's new news to me in terms of GLP-1s. I have not seen that in my research in the literature. Again, not a healthcare provider. Somebody who's just lived this for almost 3 years. In January, it'll be 3 years. I have not seen that data about this unpleasant nerve sensation. But again, it's rarely. And so taking that with, for me, I go back to when I started being morbidly obese, weighing over 300 pounds. You bet your bottom dollar that I would take the risk of having unpleasant nerve sensation to not weigh 300 pounds. Now doing things like lifting weights, I ride horses. Like my life is completely, I can play with my kid. I'm an active mom now. I'm not like, I'm actively involved as a wife and a mom instead of like not being able to get off the couch because I was too tired from being so morbidly obese. The study, Triumph 4, didn't solely focus on weight loss, meaning the other trials specifically designed for that outcome could produce different or higher results. Eli Lilly expects to report findings from seven, if you got that Friends reference, booyah, 7 different additional phase 3 trials of the drug by the end of 2026. I know your question is going to be, Elizabeth, when is this drug coming to the marketplace? And the Count and I, we can give thanks to the Count for helping with these slides. The Count was looking, and we go back and forth of when is this drug coming out. We've researched that. It's 2026, 2027. I had said in a previous video 2027, but now that we have the phase 3 and this went really well. By the way, stocks are surging. If you own Eli Lilly stock, your stock is surging today. Good job. The shareholders are quite happy. It's dubbed the Triple G. And Retatrutide is mimicking the 3 hunger-relating hormones with them. The highest dose of Tirzepatide helped patients lose 22.5%, which I had already mentioned, in their average late-stage studies. Novo Nordisk agreed to pay up to $2 billion. Novo Nordisk owns Wegovy and Ozempic, the competitors, by the way. That was these. Agreed to pay for the rights and early experimental drug from Chinese pharmaceutical company United Laboratories International. So that's fascinating. And Novo Nordisk, Wegovy, and Ozempic, newly acquired drug is clear potential competitor to Retatrutide because it similarly uses a 3-pronged approach to promoting weight loss and regulating blood sugar. But Novo Nordisk treatment is much earlier in development, and meaning it will take several years before it reaches patients. So the Triple G, it's crazy to me. This is very, very exciting to see these. I didn't even put makeup on. I haven't even put, like, my lips are so chapped. I haven't even put my lip balm on this morning. It's like running to come tell you guys this story because this is game changing. The fact that we have this phase 3 information and it went so well, particularly people with knee osteoarthritis. If you know somebody with knee osteoarthritis, you better be sending them this video because it helps in their reducing the pain, common condition that wears down joints, cartilage, and leads to pain and stiffness up to 62.6% on average when analyzing all patients based on a widely used survey. More than 1 in 8 patients who took the drug were completely free of knee pain by the end of the trial, Eli Lilly said. Now, with osteoarthritis, I don't know the treatment involved. Again, I'm not a healthcare provider, but for me, that it blows my mind. 1 in 8 patients had completely free of knee pain. Can you imagine that? Like going from having like your knees affect everything when you walk. I know so many of you have knee issues. And so these osteoarthritis to go from 1 in 8 to be completely pain-free as a result of this once weekly injection. Now, the next question is going to be insurance companies. Will my insurance company cover this once it does come out? So we're going to take this bite by bite. If you haven't clicked like and subscribe, you need to, because be sure that the Count was all over it this morning. I literally was getting ready. I'm in my walking clothes to go walk. And the Count's like, do we want to walk? And I was like, no, I want to go share with my besties about this information. Because this is game changing. The fact that this is the pillar for upcoming, we are in history making time frame right now. Like, this is huge. This next level of drug, particularly for people like me, and I know there's so many other people too, of having to be on the highest dose. And I am working so hard to maintain where I'm at and in my goal weight and maintenance. My plastic surgeon doesn't want me to focus in on weight loss anymore and wants, if you didn't see yesterday's video, instead of body fat percentage. So the body fat percentage on this, that was one of my questions. I'm like, it says, of course, the weight loss, because that is a huge news bite. To lose in 68 weeks, 71.2 pounds on average. And some people obviously lost more than that because that's an average. Like, that's mind-blowing to me. But what's the body fat percentage on that? It's also interesting to me how many people dropped out, 18%. Cut your pearls. Like, that's pre-market shares already rose 1% in trading on Thursday. And so by the time this video comes out, the market will be open and that will be different, of course. The best case scenario, they lost that wasn't the right one that I wanted to talk about. So it's next generation. This is very cool. And it's the phase 3. Like now we have data. Now Eli, not we, I'm not a part of that. Now Eli Lilly has data that they can proceed forward with the FDA. And the count and I will clarify that, because this is breaking news, we'll clarify as to when it's coming to market and a couple of other things associated to that, because that's really, really important. A couple of things, if you've not checked in on my free encouragement group and you are on a weight loss journey, go do that right now. Go just post a thread. It's positive, encouraging space. If you need to dump because weight loss is hard for you right now, do that. If you need to give encouragement, do that. If you need to give or take, do that. It is a positive space. The count and I my husband works so hard on that group to be loving, encouraging, uplifting, that you leave better than when you found it, when you came into the group. And maintaining that is really important to us to be an awesome space. We will have a new challenge coming out here probably this weekend. A new challenge is coming, so expect that in the group. So check in on a daily basis. I encourage you to put it on your home screen on your phone. You can get the app or the website to use that. So also, if you're doing your holiday Christmas shopping, you can use my Amazon shopping list down below. It helps support our channel at no cost to you. If you're already buying holiday gifts on Amazon, I use my affiliate link. I get a small percentage of your sales, again, at no cost to you. And if you are needing collagen, I highly recommend Needed Collagen Protein. I know so many of you guys ordered it in my last video, and I thank you so much. You can use my discount code. The link is in the description. Click that ... more button down below as well, and you could take advantage of the Needed Collagen sale that's going on with their, I like their collagen quite a bit. So I've been adding it to my protein shakes. My beautiful friends, what an exciting day. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about Eli Lilly, another GLP-1 drug, also had breaking news. I will be talking about that tomorrow and my take on that, and I will have makeup on. I literally have not done my hair. I haven't even brushed it. I did not brush my teeth. I ran to the studio to give you this information. So now I'm going to go wash my face, brush my teeth, and go work out. My beautiful friends, hopefully this has been helpful for you. Make sure you check into the group later today. Our emoji of the day today is going to be a lightning bolt. I do emojis of the day to get to know you better because I care. It's a quick and easy way for that pattern recognition of seeing your name over and over and over again. So make sure you click, put down the emoji of the day. It's also my bat signal to pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you in positive thoughts, as all are welcome at the Countess of Shopping table. As long as you're kind. I feel like I have to give a caveat now. As long as you're kind. Kind and loving. My sweet friends, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow's breaking news story it's fantastic. It's so much good stuff is happening. Great things are happening to me and great things are happening to you. I wish you an awesome day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow's story is going to be exciting as well. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. Have a great day. Bye.